I would call to order the Village of Westmont Planning and Zoning Commission for June 9th, 2010. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Thomas?
Here.
Commissioner Pill?
Here.
Mr. Fleet?
Here.
Chairman Richards?
Here.
And myself, Commissioner Fidesco, is here.
Okay, if you would please all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While I have you standing, please, everybody that's going to give any testimony tonight, you have to be sworn in. So I swear that any testimony I give this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I do.
Okay, and I would ask that any and all electronic devices be silenced, if you would, please. First item on their agenda is approval of minutes of our May 12th meeting. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Pill, seconded by Commissioner Thomas. Question on the motion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Fleet?
Yes.
Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
I myself vote yes. Commissioner Fidesco and Chairman Richards.
Yes. All right, the minutes are hereby adopted as presented. New business, planning and zoning item 10-014. Mahmoud Tanbour regarding the property located at 218 North Cass for the following. A, special use permit request to operate a ground floor beauty parlor in the B1 Limited Business District. If you would please sign in up there and just tell us what you would like to do.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mahmoud Tambour. I'm from Marco Tambour Hair Salon in Clarendon Hills at 213. I would like to move it to 218 Cass. And I just need a special permit if it's available, or if I can, or if it's possible.
All right. Does staff have anything for us to comment?
No further comment at this time, Mr. Chairman, other than to inform the board that you did receive some testimony on this from Mr. Brad Pache, the operator of a competing salon in the downtown area.
Can we enter that into the folder then? All right.
But I just caution you, it's not sworn testimony under oath, so really has limited weight that you should give any opposing testimony like that, unless the person's here.
Okay.
Fred, can you just comment briefly so we have a record as to the available parking for this business?
I believe we have a substantial amount of parking available. There is a parking lot to the north of this particular building on site, and I think in terms of the number of available spaces there, there are 11 spaces there to satisfy a ordinance required 8 on-site parking spaces, so there is a slight surplus there in the number of on-site spaces to satisfy this business need.
Okay. All right. Could you tell us perhaps your planned hours of operation?
I mean, the major thing would be a hair business, but I would like to add my products, my retail, that's all included. But I did mention in my letter that I want to have something different. Like I want to have a wedding gowns for the brides and wedding accessories. So that's a little bit more different than just a hair salon. So I want to be involved too with more into the brides.
Does part of your business then cater to the
Correct.
The brides?
Correct.
Fixing the hairs up and all that, and
Correct.
all the bridesmaids?
Yeah. But I want to try to carry gowns and accessories like everything that a brides will, probably needs.
Okay, so you will be, or you intend to have retail then at
Oh,
this
absolutely, absolutely,
establishment?
absolutely.
And will that necessitate any additional parking?
No.
No?
We do not believe so at this time.
This will all be under one store then?
Absolutely.
Okay, is there anybody from the public who will comment on this? Let's close the public comment, and we'll start with Commissioner Fleet.
Again, the hours, I know you told us what you're selling in the store, but what hours of operation are you looking at, what days?
Probably Tuesday to Saturday from around, 9 o'clock till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening,
So Tuesdays through Saturdays?
usually. And Sundays and Mondays are by appointment only, so it's not, probably there's no operation will be at that particular time.
That's my question.
Okay, Commissioner Fidesco?
Yeah, I have a few questions. As far as your normal operation, how many of your clients are walk-in? What percentage? You said that you had a couple days that are pretty much by appointment, but what about the rest?
Everybody, me and my other two stylists, everybody works by appointment only, but maybe would be 1 or 2% a week if we have any walk-ins. We really don't have any walk-ins, but hopefully at this particular location that I'm willing to have some more walk-ins. But they'll walk in and they make an appointment, they'll come back. Like they can't walk in and stay.
Okay.
So it's only by appointments only.
All right, and in regards to the accessories and gowns, do you have a existing line lined up? In other words, you're going to contract with a company to provide you these products? Or,
I do
is that
have
something you're
my retail. I do have my shampoos, my conditioner, my hair products, everything, and even face masks and all these products. But I'm going to add on the gowns things. I do have actually a bride store in the city. It's on Oak Street that I'm familiar with the owner. That I want to carry some of her products into my store.
So is this somebody you are in business with, or is this just somebody you know?
Just I have talked to that I would like to do
Okay.
it, but I was looking for a bigger place anyway, because the one I have in Clarendon Hills is a little bit small.
Okay,
I couldn't do
so
that.
I mean, you've already established some relationship, and you have some concept of what it's going to take. You're not just thinking
Yes,
about this.
yes.
You've done some research.
Yes.
Okay, and do you have any idea, as far as, is it going to be a good portion of your business that'll be retail? I mean, as far as, other than service? I know that obviously you have a salon, you have products that you sell, and that's some percentage, but what about this new business? How much more is that going to add to your business?
I hope by 50%. That's what I'm hoping for. But my retail, it's 80% of my business. So my retail is big.
Okay.
Because my retail is seriously what my money is making.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because when I was on the village board, there was a concern at that time regarding, retail establishments more or less rather than service establishments in the downtown. It sounds like this is kind of leaning more towards, even though there's a lot of service, there's a good bit of the business is retail.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, hairstylist, you do hair and you're trying to sell the products to the client because
I understand.
let's say you do $30 haircut, the products is $60. So that's where everybody's trying to make their money out of it.
And we generate tax revenue. That's
There
what
you
we
go,
like.
that's absolutely right.
Okay, very good. Those are my
So
questions.
it makes everybody happy, and I guess this way. I just don't want any of the clients to be around here.
Commissioner Pill?
Yes, a couple of questions. How many square feet do you now have at Clarendon Hills?
I have between 900 to 1,000, but it's just divided weird. I have the bathroom is in the center of the salon, and because that location used to be a restaurant, and I ended up turning it into a salon. And I have the shampoo bowl right next to it because I need the water. So the back room, it's almost a quarter of the salon. So my space is really limited. That's why I'm looking for something bigger, to be divided a little bit different too.
This is approximately 50% bigger, so it
Yes.
should be a nice
Yes.
increase for you. How about as far as finishing this? What do you expect to do as far as floor plan? And what is the look you'll be bringing to that storefront? It's pretty Spartan right now. It looks pretty plain Jane.
It's a plain. Dress it up a lot.
Going to jazz it up a little bit?
Oh yeah, a lot. I mean, I wanted to do, there's a couple of designs I have for the floor that I wanted to be more like a marbleized floor, and definitely paint and probably change the ceiling, to dress it up a lot more than it is right now.
Now, I'm not an expert on ladies' hair salons, but my count shows that you would be approximately the 5th in the downtown area. There may be more, but I can count at least 5, including one right next door to you and one just about across the street from you. Is too many too many?
It's like buying a car. There's all kinds of cars, and it depends on what you like. I mean, you build a relationship with your client and with their hairstylist, so it's what they really like. I could be within 10 different salons, you know, and I have people that travel from New York to come and see me. You know, I have people coming from all over, so that's competition. I think in this business, I don't think it's a competition, because there's 2 salons and you might choose somebody that you like and give them a try and you stick with them for 10 or 15 years. So I think hair salon is a little bit different than like a restaurant or, you know.
And how long have you been in Clarendon Hills?
3 years.
And were you in the salon business prior to that?
Yes, I was in the city. I was on 7 East Superior, across the street. I was 7 years in there too. And before that, I was outside the country.
Very good. Okay, I have no further questions, and I don't have any problem. I wish you luck.
Right?
Commissioner Thomas?
I tend to agree with you about you bringing your own with you, especially since there's no walk-ins, you know, or very small amount of walk-ins. You're going to bring your own clients with you to the store. You aren't going to be robbing any of the clients from next door or whatever. You know, I don't see that as being a problem.
No.
And welcome you to Westmont and your larger facility. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I myself, I have to also agree. I like the idea that you're bringing your existing customers and you're not going to,
Even my stylists too, they bring in their own too.
so you
But
won't be
bring in
stealing customers
No.
from your neighbor there.
If they like the salon and come and give us a try, would be nice too.
Well, that's,
But I have just one more question.
Surely.
In my existing salon, my lease is up in August. I don't know when I will find out for sure if I would be able to get in here or not. Would you guys be letting me know anytime?
Brad, could you?
I think we scheduled him for the June 17th Committee of the Whole with a vote on the 21st from the village board, subject to this board's recommendation.
So you should know by June 21st then. Would that suffice for you?
If it's yes or no? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Could I ask, your hours of operation right now in Clarendon Hills are what?
Myself is from 11 to 5 or 6, but the other ladies are from 9.
What is your store open to the,
From 9 to 5,
and what days?
Tuesday to Saturday.
And that's the hours you're going to do now then?
Yes, yes.
Okay. To be honest with you, I would have had a problem if you were strictly a beauty shop coming into our B1 district, but since you are apparently going to be bringing some significant retail in, and because, face it, we need the tax dollars, we all do.
I mean, I'm bringing a lot of purses. There's a lot of purses, a lot of regular accessories, and a lot of, you know, that follows all my, like I said, you know, my brand, because it carries you a lot of different, I can't carry a brand names because that would be, you know, against the law, but I'm carrying a lot of different design. Like, I would like to carry little, small, unique things, like flip-flops or shoes or just a little earrings for, you know, some, just a unique things. You know, I'm not opening a boutique either. You know, I don't want to make it as a boutique, but I want to have a variety of things. You know.
Would that present any kind of a problem on a business license from the village? Okay. I have no further questions, and to be quite honest with you, I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Since we have a special use, we need a reading of the findings of fact. You could have that, please.
Criteria number 1, the proposed use at this location will not have any adverse effects above and beyond those inherently associated with such a special use, irrespective of its location within the zoning district. There is sufficient off-street parking on the property to accommodate the applicant's customers, and there is additional public parking on the street and in public parking lots in the vicinity of this proposed business. It is not expected that this proposed beauty salon will result in any adverse noise, traffic congestion, parking problems, litter, or other adverse or unique impacts to surrounding property owners or to the public.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. We are unanimous in agreement.
Criteria number 2, the proposed use meets the special conditions of special condition number, John, help me. 2. The proposed use will not result in appreciable traffic congestion or hazard to pedestrian safety. The property features 11 improved diagonal off-street parking spaces as well as ample public parking in the immediate vicinity. Additionally, there are public sidewalks which service this use and other businesses in the area, and the volume of business is not expected to generate significant vehicular or pedestrian traffic.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. We are unanimous in agreement. The findings of fact for a special use permit are hereby adopted. Would entertain a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Trustees, Planning and Zoning Item 10-014, special use permit request to operate a ground floor beauty parlor in the B1 Limited Business District.
So moved?
Second.
That's a motion by Commissioner Fleet, seconded by Commissioner Fidesco. Question on the motion. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes. Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Fidesco?
Yes.
Commissioner Fleet?
Yes.
And Chairman Richard?
Yes. All right, sir, you have our recommendation, and staff can tell you when you'll appear before the Committee of the Whole, which is on a Thursday evening, and they'll discuss pretty much just what we went through. Good luck to you. Just for the record, I'd like to make a notation that Commissioner Van Buren is now in attendance. Next item on the agenda, Planning and Zoning Item 10-015, Mordecai Fias of LLC Law on behalf of T-Mobile regarding the property located at 233 West 63rd Street for the following. A, zoning code variance request to permit more than 3 antennae on a structure. I hope I did justice to your name.
The first name was good. Last name is just Fayas, slightly different.
Fayas?
No, Fayas.
I apologize for the mispronunciation.
So like you indicated, we're here on behalf of T-Mobile. This is an existing cell structure that, as I understand it, was erected before it was annexed into the city. So the antennas, we have 9 antennas on this existing cell tower now. And so that, I believe, is grandfathered in under the village code. We have a proposal to add 1 more antenna to this existing cell tower. We will not be increasing the footprint or the ground space of the cell tower equipment at the base of the tower, but we want to add 1 antenna to the existing array. We have a platform that's up on the tower right now that has 9 antennas, 3 on each side. We're going to rotate 1 antenna and add 1 more, basically to take it from 3 sectors to 4 sectors, so it shoots off in 4 different directions rather than 3. And this will increase the ability to receive and transmit bandwidth at this tower. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to entertain any of them. But we're hoping, we don't think, given the fact that it is an existing cell tower, we don't think that it'll have an adverse impact on any residential or any neighborhood influences because it's been there existing.
Your array right now is 9 antenna, and you're going to add a 10th antenna, is that?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
And then you're going to reorient some of the antennas?
Yes, we'll reorient, yes, 1 other one.
Okay. Will there be any public comment? Okay, we'll close the public comment. We'll start with Commissioner Thomas.
So you're only adding 1 and repositioning 1.
Correct.
And Fred, if they come back for more, the tower has to be reassessed structurally?
That is correct. We want to make sure that the engineer stipulated that he felt the tower could support this additional antenna, but any further ones, we would need to have a very careful analysis. We don't want the thing to come tumbling down.
On our new building?
Right.
Right, and we do that on our own anyway. We have strict federal codes that we operate by, and so there's strict standards in terms of we can only load the tower, say 90% of its capacity. And so every time we add an antenna, we generally have to do that on our own anyway, just to make sure we're within the federal standards besides the village code.
At some point, with technology advances and things like that, with new antennas, would you be able to remove some of the old ones at some point in the future?
If I was an engineer, I might be able to,
Well, then
to
never
bleed
mind.
in, but, I'm sure that's a possibility. Laura, if you want to speak, go ahead.
My name is Laura, and I'll sign in. I work with Mordecai Fayez. But absolutely, the technologies are becoming so far advanced that we can do what normally would have been 2 sets of antennas into one, which we now call a dual pole, and also the same thing with quad pole, which is the equivalent of 4 antennas. So as the technology advances, those will be available.
That's all I have.
I would ask if you would also please sign in, Miss.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Commissioner Pill,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Van Buren.
Is the height of the proposed tower any higher than those that are there now?
No, the height of the tower will not be increased with the addition of the antenna.
There are no other questions.
Commissioner Fidesco.
Yeah, my initial question was, the wind loading on the tower, and what was it originally designed for? And that was addressed a little bit earlier. Having built towers in my
Nice.
professional life, I understand that fully. And these are also very small antennas compared to microwave antennas and things.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be much wind loading, additional loading.
I would think more of a problem might be ice loading. Under a
Yeah,
severe
well,
ice
yeah,
storm.
ice loading,
And I would
that's when it's the
That's-
worst.
Yeah, it's
I
wind
would
ice.
presume your engineers would factor that in.
Yeah, it's wind ice loading, yes, that's taken into the calculations for structural.
Yeah, as long as it was designed to take this into account, at least what's being added, and it's well within the engineering specs, and I'm okay with it.
Commissioner Fleet.
Have you had any security problems with the chain link fence around?
Not that have been reported to us, no. Not that we're aware of at all, no.
Does your chain link fence currently meet recommended standards for risk management for a facility like this?
I know it's at least a 6-foot, 6-foot fence. Whether or not it meets some sort of special code by the village, that I wouldn't know offhand. But they do have, there are hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment inside of these, at the base of these towers, so they definitely are probably way more stringent than what the codes would ever be, just to keep people from tampering. So I can't speak to this specific fence, but I'm sure their security measures are very high. And they have lots of alarms and trips on their equipment in case anybody does tamper it, sets off
Okay.
alarms at base stations.
That's enough.
Will you have to be adding any equipment that'll increase the footprint of the service building for your particular antennas?
No, everything will be able to be compressed into the cabinets that are there.
Okay. I have no other questions. All right, since we have a zoning code variance, we need a reading of the findings of fact. If we could have that, please.
Criteria number 1, the property in question cannot yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in the district in which it is located. The property contains 3 existing monopole towers erected for the purpose of hosting cellular and related antennas. These towers pre-exist the annexation of the property to the village. The purpose of this additional antenna is to improve network coverage and take advantage of improving technologies in order to benefit the public. The owner of the property could not yield a reasonable return on this investment if cellular companies were limited to their existing antennas and technologies on this tower.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. We are unanimous in agreement.
Criteria number 2, the plight of the owner is due to unique circumstances. The purpose of this additional antenna is to improve network coverage and take advantage of newer technologies. This request is being made by the cellular company, and the variance sought is not for the sole purpose of improving the owner's financial condition as a result of owning these towers. Additionally, this tower is structurally able to support this additional antenna.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. Unanimous in agreement.
Criteria number 3, the variation, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the locality. This monopole tower with numerous antennas has existed on the property since at least 1990. The towers are not located adjacent to any residential or business structures on adjacent properties. This tower and antennas are located in the southeast corner of the property and away from 63rd Street. The addition of this additional antenna to the existing tower will not alter the essential character of the area.
If you agree with this, please raise your hand. We are unanimous in agreement. The findings of fact for a variance are hereby adopted. So therefore, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Trustees. Planning and zoning item 10-015, a zoning code variance request to permit more than 3 antenna on a structure.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Thomas, seconded by Commissioner Pill. Question on the motion. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Pill?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Fidesco?
Yes.
Commissioner Fleet?
Yes.
Commissioner Van Buren votes yes, and Chairman Richard?
Yes. All right, sir, you have our recommendation, and again, staff can tell you when you go before the Committee of the Whole on a Thursday evening. Good luck to you. I'm glad I don't have to climb up there and put that antenna on. Any commissioners have any comment before we close business? Staff,
Go
yes?
Hawks.
John?
Just one comment. When we've had some discussions about perhaps too many of a certain type of business within the town or within a segment of the town, that is not a valid reason to deny a special use permit or a similar zoning request. Competition or the harmful effects it could have on another business has been ruled by the Illinois Supreme Court as an invalid consideration, and denial on that basis would be overturned. If you feel at some point that there are too many of a certain type of business, whether it's a bank, a hair salon, a restaurant, whatever, you can do a couple of things. You can impose a moratorium until you study it further and don't allow new businesses to open, or amend the code to eliminate that use, or establish very strict procedures as to allow those in the future. And the score is 0-0 as far as I can tell right now.
12-14 to go.
Anything else? I do have one thing. Commissioner Pillard talked to me a while ago about Dolce down the street.
Yes, sir.
As to the congregation of the Westmont Club next door, people outside with the smoking and the vulgar language.
Yes.
How it's, when you're sitting outside, do you think a village could do anything such as a letter to these people?
Yes. Yes. And we can
Is that
step
pretty
up.
much what,
Yes, thank you.
Probably directed to the police department.
I think police department can enforce the state ban on smoking within 15 feet, I think, of the entrance of any of those buildings there. And that would be the entrances of both Dolce and the business that we're talking about next door.
well, what Greg was also saying is when you're outside having a dinner or something, perhaps with your family, and the foul language that's being used there is,
I believe
You
that
know.
club also has a picnic table and a lounge area to the rear of the property in the alley. We might suggest that they make better use of that area.
I think that might be a very nice suggestion. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you,
That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's all I have. Motion to adjourn
So moved.
by, a motion by Commissioner Van Buren, seconded by Commissioner Thomas. Question on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.